All right, guys, welcome back to another JT and Urban podcast. And today, my gosh, I woke up and there was something booming on the internet to the point where we didn't even want to debut nothing on this page just yet. But due to this, thing or situation that happened, we decided, all right, we're going to make this our first video. We had tons of video lined up, but this is going to be the very first video on the page. On the YouTube channel, of course. My name is Urban. We have JT. How's everything going, JT?
What's going on? My name is JT from JT Corn Rings, man. I'm ready to talk about the slap. Heard all over the world.
God.
Good gracious.
Yo, I got a lot to say about that, but let's go ahead and just view a couple of seconds of what happened.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Okay, so now that we had time to relive it again, JT, what are some of your thoughts? Because I want to gather my thoughts on this one, because I'm conflicted. So what are your thoughts? What do you think about what Will Smith did? What you think about how Chris Rock handled the situation? Let me know.
Let me tell you something. This was totally shocking. These are both trained actors. First time I thought, you know what, this is staged because I didn't see any flinching. It was relaxation. I didn't see the full follow through of the slap. I was like, you know what, I'm analyzing too much. But I have to remember bad blood between these two that in my head exist. And I only can go by some footage that I saw some years ago. But now, let me keep on the idea of the slap. Because I saw Will laugh, I said, oh, he thinks it's funny. But I saw the rolling of Jada's eyes. And I think instantly he was like, this is my chance to get rid of emasculated syndrome disease. And emasculated syndrome disease is what Will has been suffering from for the last couple of months because of the entanglement with August and all the bad sex jokes that have been coming out from her mouth, emasculating her husband to this point. I said, you know what? She hasn't did a good job defending him in the public, in my eyes, but this is an opportunity for him to gain back his masculinity. So the slap was for a reason. He had to defend not just her, but himself in the eyes of the public. That was a hell of a slap. I think I haven't seen a better slap since The Rock used to slap people around in wrestling.
Now, speaking of that, we all know The Rock, he hosted some stuff. Now, my question is, let's say it was The Rock who made that joke. Would that slap still go on? I think Will would have thought about it again. That's all that I can say about that. But at the same time, my thoughts about it, like I said, I do have conflicted thoughts. Like, one of my best qualities that I find for myself is I'm able to put myself in people's shoes or in different situations. So I put myself in a Will situation, and I also put myself in Chris Rock's situation. Now, had it been me and Will's situation, I probably would have gone up there or had a conversation with him afterwards. Or when I would have wanted, if I did decide to go up there, then I would be like, hey, listen, keep it down. I really don't like that. Hey, don't do that. That would have been my first reaction. I wouldn't just go straight to the, hey, let me just get physical with the person, right? Now, as far as the situation with Chris Rock and how he handled it, I gotta give praise to the way he handled it, because he remained in character. He was like, wow, Will Smith just slapped me. Will Smith took this, say, hey, keep my wife's names out your mouth, right? So, me personally, if I was in Chris Rock's situation, I played it in my head and all things like that. Of course, it probably play out differently if in real life, but I can't get slapped in front of millions of people, a couple of thousands live. That's there to witness. I can't get slapped like that. Last time I got slapped and I couldn't even do nothing was in school when my mom came to the school because I was doing something bad. She slapped me, and boy, that took everything, because I was like, yo, that's my mom's there. All the kids are looking like, oh, shoot, he just got slapped by his mom. It was like, I went home like, Mom, listen, don't ever do that again, please. Talk to me, bring me home, do something, slap me all you want at home, but not in front of everybody, because this is what they're going to be talking about for years. Right? So the way I would have handled it is completely different. To be honest with you, I can replay it to you guys right now. I would have got slapped. and then he would have said, "Hey, keep my wife's name out." The moment I would have got slapped, I would have been pissed. I probably would have took it the same direction he took it. Then I would have said, "Hey, you know what? I apologize. I'm processing the information." I would have said it live for the world to hear. "I apologize. I'm processing the information right now. But now that was unexpected. So I'm sorry for what I've said. But now that it is expected, hey, well, you got 10 seconds before security come back up here. But now I'm going to double down. Bald head, this, all that." The reason I say that is because, hey, I'm not going to get slapped. I don't care. Like, right now, I'm petty. Now, this is me and Chris Rock views. I'm petty. It doesn't matter if I'm wrong. It doesn't matter if I'm right. I'm petty. I just got slapped in front of the whole world. I got to retaliate. But that's just me. So, like I said, I give praise to the way Chris Rock handled it. And one more thing, too. I hated the fact that it had to be those two that it happened to. You know, we want to call it how people say, oh, the Oscars is white. And I'm pretty sure somewhere around the world, somewhere, there's going to be someone white who said, "This is why we don't invite black people to our shows." I'm pretty sure that's said somewhere around the United States, somewhere around the world. So I hate, those are two legends. You know, and I'm not gonna fault Will Smith for anything. Hey, he had to. You have people saying, hey, he had to protect his wife. A lot of people agrees with that, and some people say, hey, that's not the case. And that's just my thoughts on it, JT. What about you? Had it been you, ask you the question. Had it been you, who got slapped, how would you have handled it?
You made some good points. And I think that if a man gets slapped, now you had to look at Chris Rock and I was Will. Chris Rock was doing his job. His job is not always jokes that he has in his head from his routine. A comedian's job is to look around the room and grab people to make fun of because it's part of the plan. This is what great comedians do, improvising. So this is part of his job. Now, I believe it was a light joke. The reason why I believe it was a light joke.
But before you go, there's words that he didn't know the disease that she had as well. So she just saw the rocking the bald head and she just said, hey, this and that. Like, I don't know how true is that. This is just something I've heard. But go ahead.
I agree. I think I've seen the same news. So not knowing that this is alopecia, a condition that she was suffering from, if I was Will Smith, he said this, and I don't know if he knows the idea, but maybe he assumed that he did hear about it, right? But say, for instance, this is his job as a comedian to survey the room. Both are trained actors and comedians. One's a stand-up, one's improv, right? So I'm looking at the man doing his job. Now, he laughed at the joke. He kind of smiled. I know they're trained to laugh at jokes, to kind of take it in, but I think he saw how involved his wife was. If I'm respecting my wife and honoring my wife's presence, I'm not going to let anybody disrespect her. But it was a joke. G.I. Jane was one of the movies I watched on my way to my wedding, my first wedding. I was watching G.I. Jane in the morning with Demi Moore. So when I heard the joke, I was like, yeah, it should be good for G.I. Jane 2. That was one of my movies, spanking. But now I understand because women feel about their hair. So, and also if I know my wife has a problem with it, I would probably defend her honor. But like I said prior to the show, it's a little deeper than that. That joke was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, going back to what you said, as far as 2016, Chris Rock, when Jada was talking about boycotting the Oscars and how Chris Rock had his little segment that he said on that. I think it was along the lines where he said Jada going to the Oscars like me into Rihanna's panties, something like that. He wasn't invited. Saying like that. So it probably, like you said, it's probably all that. But at the same time, like I said, hey, I don't fault Will. You know, he's protecting his family. He's doing all that. But we have to look at the mental standpoint as well, because he has been going through a lot. He has been going through a lot. Mental health is serious. It's a serious issue. And my thing is Will okay? You know, it's not about just condemning him. It's not about, oh, he's wrong. It's about, hey, is he okay? All right, that's the first thing. You know, there's a lot of people who looks okay on the outside, but on the inside they're hurting. We saw the same thing with Robin Williams. All right, and we saw what happened with that. Is Will okay? And this is not the first time we've seen Will slap somebody too. The first one, hey, I would have done that too. Hey, come on, you know. Hey, you come over here, you try to kiss me. I'm not. Come on, I don't care what culture it is. I don't care what's your culture. Hey, that's not what I'm used to. Get slapped.
Yeah, I understand. Some fraternities that is acceptable because it's branched from a certain culture, right? So I understand that he didn't know this man from a can of paint, right? So that happening. But let's look at this. We got to remember this one thing, that the 2016 incident was a disrespect on both ends. Disrespecting his wife and her career, saying that she wouldn't even be invited. Also disrespecting Will and his career and how much he get paid per movie. I think Wild Wild West was a joke, right? $20 million for Wild Wild West. But the whole important thing was, he did a clever and a brilliant open monologue at 2016. And I'm talking about Chris Rock, about explaining there were so many other things to protest about in past Oscars. And he kind of made light of the subject by using them too as an example. But the biggest thing is realizing that, hey, that could have hurt because we wanted a united front for the whole Black Hollywood, and we didn't get it in that moment. So you made fun of us trying to stand up for what we thought was right. So I think it's an animosity built from that point. So let's move past that since we made that point. To the mental issues. Will has been going around Hollywood ever since his book came out, talking about defending his family and also defending honor. And he's been making rounds about how his and his wife relationship is. And this man's been emasculated, not just by his wife, but by media. But he played a powerful role in Richard Williams' The Venus and Serena story, right? So I believe the man was still in character. Richard defended his family without cause. This man got beat up by thugs, all because he wanted his children to play tennis, and he didn't care where he's going to take them, from Compton all the way to London. It doesn't matter. And his mindset is, I'm going to defend my family no matter what you say. We're going to make it happen. It's our marriage, and you don't have nothing to do with it. So he's been defending this. Yes, he does need mental coaching. He needs a psychiatrist. The man's been through a lot of anguish, and they both need to amend. I think he's just a man who got caught up in a moment, and I'm hoping that they can get together and squash this beef, and at the end become friends again and show the world that we can make amends, even through a tough situation. But let me tell you something. It made a hell of a meme, a hell of a line. And you know what? Let's just have fun with it today. Laugh at it. Don't take it too seriously. But pray that they fix it at the end.
Hey, I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you. My thing is, for me to make amends, I need to get a slap back. This is just me personally. I need a slap back live for everybody else to see. Like, hey, all right, let's go on IG Live. All right, hey, me and him, we fine. We fine now, you know? Like, that's how it has to be with me.
Look, back in the day, we used to go in the bathroom and slap box in school. You know what I'm saying? We squared up, one arm behind our back, and we just slap, back, back, back. You know what we had to do. Both of us came out bruised, but guess what? We fought, we lived another day. So, you know, that's what we may need to do. Hey, guy, you played Ali, I played Pookie. Let's go at it. You know what I'm saying?
See, and that's the thing. Yeah, the kids that I grew up with, they used to play slapbox too. But one thing they know, even if they invite me to a game of slapbox, I'm like, nah, because it's gonna get serious. Because it's just a whole different beast with me. It's just a whole different beast with me. Once I get slapped, I don't know. It's like something else is awoken in me. That's why I don't play. I don't slap nobody. I don't, what's calling it? You said defending yourself. Yes, if I use words against you, all right, then you use words. Defending is, hey, if I do something physical, then you go physical with me, or you try to stop my physicality, right? But if I say something, a word should have been talked to first. So, hey, listen, hey, this happened on 2016. This happened again today. I really don't like it. Hey, chill out on that.
They're two highly intelligent men, two highly successful men. It could definitely been handled a different way. And when you in your lower self, bestial things happen. Things happen and you just react, right? When we on our higher self, we can now, we can use logic and less passion, you know what I'm saying, in our response. It got to a point that this man felt humiliated. Like I said, I believe something else was behind that. And I think that everything that we saw, he could no longer take it. And it forced him past that logic. He had enough in him to walk calmly before he put the slap of Thor on Chris Rock's face. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. Hey, like I said, had it been 50 Cent, had it been T.I., maybe he would have thought different. Hey, you know what? Hey, I'm going to take this embarrassment now. I'm going to take this embarrassment. You know? But hey, that's just our thoughts. That's pretty much the time we have for this video today. That's just our thoughts. We want to know what your thoughts is. Comment down in the comments below, let us know. And also, make sure you guys check us out on our other social media platforms. Link could be found in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good day.